Hello, welcome to Yourview. I am Afolabi-Brown. Thanks for joining us. I have my incredible co-host here. Good morning, ladies. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
I was giving Jumoke some very genuine love.
Really?
I'm always disturbing her in the makeup room. So I always say that, you know I love you. You said the love is not real. So just before the show, I tried to reinforce my love by saying, my friend, I love you.
I love you too, Tokman.
That sounds so fake. Goodness me.
I always disturb her.
You don't sound real.
Let me explain something. Because you know when you always encroach on someone's space and you know the person doesn't like it and you know you keep doing something the person doesn't like, you need to overcompensate for the stress you're causing the person.
Like, period.
Oh, now Jumoke, but you know,
that can be
friendship is for love. You know when you love somebody, you can hurt the person. It's accepted in friendship.
How are you doing?
No one grief for us. This road to size 10, eh?
My sister,
don't go and disappear. Don't disappear.
Because my husband is warning me. I've stopped going to the gym for like a week now, but I've been dancing at home. However, this morning I want to, Governor Ambody. You know, the truth is that you call what you want it. I mean, what you want. I call it to life. So I want to call him a performing governor.
Really? What
Since Fashola is an action governor, he is a because little things that we say on air, you just see that all of a sudden things are happening. Now, take for instance the Otedola Bridge. You know, I came out and I said that there was serious traffic because the rain fell and there was serious flood on that bridge. We noticed on Saturday we're driving and we noticed that thing we said, because I remember saying it, that the drainages, the way it was positioned, they had done it. The rain was very heavy. There was no single flood on that bridge. So which is fantastic.
So
then also, around our house area, there's a road that has been terribly bad. I think it's called Metabox Road, if I'm not correct. Now that road, they are grading it already. Okay. I think it's important that, people should just keep
on... Our governor is listening.
Yeah, he's listening. That is the most important thing. He's a listening governor, he performs. And you see, to also cure the... Let me finish now. To cure the Lekki traffic, because it's really bad. I think that the governor and the team should also consider putting overhead bridges. So people going straight will just go straight, and there won't be gridlock anymore.
We have a news mention this morning, and this I hope he's paying you for this year.
He's not paying me, but
we're just encouraging.
We're encouraging him. Do the good work.
But maybe it's the local government. Maybe we should give credit to the local government.
Okay.
All right. News mention. Today is National No Bra Day. It's observed annually to promote breast cancer and awareness and help raise money for research. So pretty much in part of our celebration for breast cancer.
I'm not actually wearing a bra.
So, no, she has to put that in. Don't mind her, because she has a bad size.
Anyway, there's a no bra day. Okay. I didn't mean, well, for those of you that can do without it, go ahead. But for those of us that cannot,
well endowed,
we are supporting your cause. So all of you with very agbalumo, peanut skin, it's okay, please, you can go topless.
That's not it. You just need to wear a dress that supports your breasts properly. That's all.
Okay. The idea is that we're connecting with people that have gone through breast cancer and probably have lost their breast and they have nothing to show for. So we just
all right, we have a fabulous show for you today. We're going to take a quick break now. When we return, we'll look through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back. We're starting with the Punch. Buhari submits second list of ministerial nominees. Heineken Lokpobiri, James Ocholi, Anthony Anwuka, Isaac Adewale Okechukwu, Anilama, Claudius Omoyele Daramola, Odimegu likely on new list. Picture here, we have Dr. Falaye to get money for Salah. You can see the two young guys here. 10 injured in Osun police students clash. Defamation, Lai Mohammed sues Metu for 500 million naira. 16 family members die in Kano Road accident. Corruption forced Econet wireless out of Nigeria. Really, founder. Reuters kill Lagos Free Trade Zone MD Disu. EFCC quizzes ex-Benue Governor Soswam for 9 hours. All right.
Ministerialist.
The MD diesel for the Lekki Free Trade Zone. I think that's like a human angle story. The report said that the Omoniles in that area, they've been having a lot of disputes, saying that the government took their lands and all that. So yesterday he went out, trying to resolve the matter with the Omonile people, and he was even with his police detail, like escorts and all that, and they killed him. So as at this morning, I think they have made about 10 arrests, because I was listening over on Radio Continental. They had made about 10 arrests, and they are going to arraign them today in court. So which is very, very important.
It's also painful because it was such at close range. This is somebody going to try
They were going to settle the
dispute of the land.
They're trying. It's connected to the
refineries. You would think it will bring growth to the society, and they should be happy about the fact that
the thing with Omoniles, because we've done some projects that involved Omoniles. They are very, very funny characters, honestly, and I think it goes beyond us. Just this one now clearly shows that the government needs to really look at it and take it with very, very strong punitive measures, that they would stop it. A lot of times you want to lay foundation, they will collect foundation money. You get to lintel level, they collect lintel money. You want to roof, they will collect roofing money. Then your wall, maybe somebody crashes into your wall and the wall collapses. You want to rebuild it. They come back and meet you and they're asking for, money. All of it. What do they use the money for? We don't know. So I think it's gone beyond this. For them to come out open daylight like this.
Did you read the governor's speech?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There was a speech in reply to this.
Yeah, there was a press briefing on that, and he was sympathetic to them. He was sympathetic to what happened to the family, saying that they need to find the root cause of this. I don't know. I wasn't really sure what the approach. There's, when something like this happens, there's always this firmness you get from maybe the governor, but I probably didn't get that.
Condemnation of the action,
which he did, he actually condemned it.
But you don't think there's a way forward.
I don't know.
But as at this morning, they have arrested 10 people. So
the police. Apart from that, the issue of Omonile, like you said, goes beyond this one situation. This can reoccur later because they are too powerful.
All right, moving on to the nation. VC Adewale Daramola likely on ministerial list. How we abducted Falaye by suspects. Security tighten as Boko Haram infiltrates Lagos. Lekki Free Trade Zone MD killed. Let's talk about these young boys.
They wanted Salah money.
I don't understand.
Salah wedding.
No, they wanted money for their for Salah. They didn't have enough money.
Said there's wedding party or something too.
No, one of them was complaining to another one, saying that he was broke. He didn't have money. They were at a wedding. He didn't have money at all for Salah. And the one he was complaining to, Kadri, said that there's this rich man who goes to his farm in a Hilux van all the time that we can kidnap for money. And that's how they came together and kidnapped.
Yeah, interestingly, because the reason why the police actually brought it out very well was because people were making it look as if, the Fulani herdsmen planned this. So it wasn't, he was, according to him, while he was pushing his cattle, he notices Falaye.
Yes.
So obviously, he was a herdsman.
Yes.
But he wasn't probably not amongst those that always had that always troubled Falaye's farm. So he just observed Falaye, like, okay, this is a likely target. And that's how he connived with this guy, and they kidnapped him.
The part of the story that concerns me is when we begin to see the only solution to monetary problem is resorting to crime. And then you just see somebody rich walking around you because he's driving a Hilux car. You just want to go and approach him and extort money from him. But I'm happy they caught him. So that means that it will discourage others from thinking
the guy that has the 5 million absconded. He is the one that ran away with the money.
The real issue for me here is that they felt disadvantaged that they couldn't celebrate Salah. You don't know
Poverty.
the extent of over-commercializing every festival, every Christmas and everything. How some people feel that I'm deprived or everybody else is celebrating. If you stay by the tenets of your religion that says that if you cannot, you ought not to feel like, I'm the only one left out. You understand? It's a poverty mentality.
Vanguard, ministerial nominees. Odimegu, Oyinlola, Bello, others on Buhari's second list. You can see the picture here. Gunmen killed Disu, Lekki Free Trade Zone boss. We abducted Falaye to get Salah and wedding funds. CBN under pressure to exclude more items from Forex. Okay, let's talk about this ministerial list. There are quite a lot of unknown names here.
You know, yes, since I'm one of those that were saying that we wanted technocrats on the list and people that...
You're happy to...
Yes, this morning I went through and I'm like, oh, professor in this one, other people that, you know, even from reading their profile, you know that this person will probably fit properly into this ministry or the other. I'm happy with this list.
But they're not announced yet.
Well,
he's supposed to
it's on the paper already.
These are based on, well, it's still speculation.
It's speculations.
Because the Senate president hasn't announced the new list.
So
this is just
the real issue. Femi Kuti said to me yesterday, Jumoke, they are screening ministers. We don't know their portfolios. I watched Amechi say yesterday, he doesn't know if he's going to Ministry of Sports. How are you going to screen somebody if you don't know what portfolio is going to be assigned to? So you are screening Tokwe on that. Oh, okay, she did well as a governor of Lagos State, but then they now say she goes to sports ministry. Of what use is she there? It's very important.
Well, I guess we don't know. We don't know what
that part was.
But I guess the screening problem is more to know how credible they are, how they can actually, they just understand their pedigree, where they're coming from.
I thought that was done before the list got here because it went through DSS and all that.
ICPC and EFCC. They ought to be screening them how they're relevant to the development of the economy.
Daily Sun, very quickly. Murder in Lagos. Disu Lekki Free Trade. This thing was really painful death, because this is a very, very prominent gentleman. Fala kidnapped gangs leader bolts with ransom. Let's see. You goofed on Kalu, ex-Abia governor's media team replies, the nation columnist. Buhari nominates 15 others as ministers. Okay, we practically picked up all the stories here. Moving on very quickly to The Guardian. UI's VC, others make cabinet list. So this list is obviously the most trending matter now. Healthcare Leadership Academy to tackle medical tourism. Kifasi, NIM, seek solutions to Nigeria's management problems. PDP senators Abaribe Naji lose at tribunals. DSS parades Afolabi's suspected abductors. And New Yam Festival. 5 masquerades, others fear dead in accident. Right.
5 masquerades.
Yeah.
The masquerades die. I thought they are supposed to be.
No, it was an accident.
5 masquerades, others fear dead.
Spirits, but then there are spirits in human.
They inhabit human body for the time of. For that period. But there was a name in this speculative, this list is the hottest thing going on right now. And there was a name in that list that shocked me, Lokbobiri. It was a PDP person.
Okay.
And I'm just a bit surprised that how can a PDP person, it was a PDP, it comes to APC, but it was from the PDP, former senator and all that, get to the list. So in this format,
Buhari is about who can deliver. It's not about party. How do Ogbe was even PDP chairman?
Another one. Okay, our last paper for this morning is This Day. Okay, same thing. Ministerial list is obviously trending. Ocholi, Enelama, others make second ministerial list. Emefiele, Nigeria is not sliding into recession. Praise God for that. Police arrest 10 as Adenuga's in-law is killed in Lekki. It's okay. That's his in-law, right?
His in-law.
All right.
In line with this Emefiele story, because there've been some form of rumors going around that petrol prices, that even petrol prices had dropped to like 15 naira. So if you look at the queues are coming back, to this thing, to
the story, the article
to,
actually
what's
says,
it called? To the stations. Yeah.
Emefiele was saying to Nigerians that the economic policies that we're seeing, we should not think that Nigeria is going into recession. Globally, there are issues, economically, and that is what Nigeria is experiencing. So rather than think that we're going into recession, we should just accept the policy changes that he's bringing into the economy and we'll be fine. We're not going into recession. That's what he said in the article.
Okay. All right. I think that's about all we can take on Front Page Review today. When we return, safeguarding and protecting child's rights is a hot topic, and later we'll discuss dealing with prostate cancer. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, Safeguarding the Nigerian Child aims to raise standards, protect children, and improve lives for better outcomes for children in several ways: staying safe, being healthy, enjoying and achieving economic well-being, and making a positive contribution to society. Joining us to tell us more is the CEO and Principal Consultant, Saffron Social Development Group, Mrs. Yemi Ebulu Eyuntari. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes. So what is this Safeguarding Child about? What exactly do you do?
Okay. The Saffron Safeguarding, Saffron Social Development Group is a group of consultants. We work predominantly on social development. So we work also directly with the previously Millennium Development Goals to the Sustainable Goals. Yes. One of our priorities, our main priorities at the moment we're working on, is to safeguard Nigerian children. So hence the title, Safeguarding Nigerian Child. The consultants all have babies, we call them, and because I come from a background of about 15 years in child protection and safeguarding, we've relocated to Nigeria to start to do some work and bring all the expertise which we have gained over the years, and try to bring that in here. Safeguarding the Nigerian child is about looking at putting in preventative measures, a lot of awareness raising, but mostly a lot of measures in initiative, incentives, interventions to try to keep children from getting to the point where they're actually abused. So they're more aware, the parents are more aware, the professionals that work or come in contact with children in any ways, churches, mosques, schools, health, hospitals as well, are more aware of what to look for when you, at least to identify and recognize that a child is being abused or getting to that point where a child will be abused.
What age do you start this training, and how do we expose the children? How early can you start exposing children to this kind of?
As early as possible, as early as they're able to say no
2 years?
to an effect, or yes, I like this, or no, I don't like that.
How old exactly? 2 years, 3 years? Because we have children who are being
abused. We have an age. Sorry, darling.
Go ahead. I was saying how old exactly, because we have children who are being abused.
That from birth right up to 5 years old, children are not necessarily able to protect themselves, speak up for themselves most of the time. So we look at that age group, 0 to 5, is where we really need to be in there protecting our children, in there safeguarding them. From about 5 years upwards, most children are able to be able to identify, to say no, to recognize what's good and what's bad.
Okay, so how is the organization teaching, like you said, the teachers, caregivers, parents, on how to prevent this?
We also focus on a lot of policies and procedures. So we look to government to, when they're writing policies for children, for professionals, how to work, how not to work, to include these policies within their plans, their framework, to identify within there how people should be able to identify and keep the children safe. Within our organization, we have, well, at the moment we've written some guidelines, little leaflets that people can read, make it plain, easy to read, easy to understand. A lot of people don't like to read. So we're trying to make it easy, plain English, few pictures, and they can pick up from there.
For children that have been abused already, do you have like a program for them? Because I know someone that she was like in nursery too, and her father had sexual knowledge of her. So, and that girl is already, you know, in a state right now, and she needs help. So do you help those kind of people?
Part of our work is to work in partnership with so many organizations, especially within Lagos, which was the reason why we came to Lagos to start with. Is there are a lot of organizations that are working, doing different things. We have a lot of centers, sexual abuse centers that work with children, but within our organization we also have counselors. A couple of our consultants are counselors, child-centered counselors. We have child-centered social workers as well, who are able to work with people who are directly affected by abuse in any way.
What's your track record in your what have you done? What are the things that we can see that, okay, your group has done? Because in Nigeria, the story is somewhat different, where people actually take these things out to the people. It's always nice to talk about it, but the actual results is the people out there really getting that knowledge. So what have you done so far?
Okay. We are, in Nigeria, we're only about 6 to 8 months old.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we've done so far is mapped out extensively what is available in Nigeria, in Lagos to start with. And we found that there is a lot of work available that has been done regarding children. But we also found that it's not showcased. So people do not know what to do. They don't know what's happening. They don't realize that there's a lot of work that's happening within Lagos.
So what's your capacity then? How much work are you able to do? Because, I mean, there's a large population of people who are being abused.
That is why we focus on working together, working in partnership with all organizations. What we're trying to do is what you call to coordinate the work that is going on within Lagos.
May I ask you a typical example? I know of the Mirabel Center in Louth, and they were having issues. I think they were overwhelmed by the amount of girls who had been raped, for instance. Now, with your coordination, how would you help such an organization?
I have worked within the Safeguarding Children Board in the UK for about 10 years, and predominantly my work was to coordinate the work that was done by the board. I have extensive knowledge in pulling in resources, identifying what's out there, and signposting people to all those organizations.
So are you working with Lagos State Government as it is right now?
We are aligning with Lagos State Government. That's what we came in to do, to align with the government, to align with other practitioners, other organizations, churches, NGOs as well.
So are you working on any project right now?
At the moment, we have a project on Thursday, which is Safeguarding Nigerian Child at the Sheraton, 9 o'clock. This project is pulling in stakeholders within Lagos and a couple of other states as well who are going to be at the venue. We have the media, which we can't at all dispute on there because they're just really, really good for getting us and the information that we need out there. But we also have WAPA attending. We have LASODA attending, which is disabilities with children, but also with adults as well, and various other organizations.
What are your timelines? By what time should we say that this organization is failing?
Oh, failing, it's not a word that we address at all. It's not in our dictionary. We have, somebody asked me a question. He said, what do you see Saffron at in the next 10 years? And I said, what I really want to do, my aim is to have a safeguarding board that the government actually holds that and develops that ministry. I don't think it's a ministry, but an organization that actually predominantly safeguards and pulls in all of the work that's being done.
Okay, let me take this call. Good morning. Hello, are you there? Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you. Now, safeguarding is, for me, when I hear safeguard, I'm thinking that's before the deed happens. So a lot of work has to go into getting that information out there to young ones. Now, you say you're working with churches, schools. So far, has there been that campaign where you go on the streets, where, I mean, what has been done in that regard to actually get the message out? I know you say you have leaflets in very simple English. Where are you distributing that to? Where are you taking that to? Where have you been around Lagos? And where? Yeah.
Education gave us a platform. Quality assurance gave us a platform to attend a quarterly meeting, which they had, and we were really quite well received because it's an emotive subject, but it's also a subject that a lot of people are connected to in one way or another. If you don't know somebody who's been abused, there's somebody within the family or friend that has had an issue with that.
Let me take this call, so excuse me. Daria, are you there?
Yes.
Good morning, Daria. Dayo.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Hello, hi, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes. I guess he couldn't hear.
But because what Mariah is asking, for me, I'm thinking we have a lot of information out there. Do you understand? Because all I'm hearing you say is information, then coordinating. Because if there's no like physical presence to these schools, you know, to the children, I don't think, because for me, I think there's a lot of information out there. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing differently from what is out there?
We're able to go into everywhere, schools, presentations, give them talks, give them simple but understandable indicators of abuse. There are various forms of abuse. There are categories of abuse. There's neglect, there's emotional abuse, there is sexual abuse, and there is physical abuse, and all of these constitute abuse which go into various forms.
Okay. Let me take this call from Shegun Frelo. Shegun, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, please go ahead.
I quickly want to comment on the new list of ministerials that
okay.
Buhari just submitted. As Chocolate said earlier, you know, that's why they have been speculating about the names you got before. And at the end of it all, it's all happened to be true. So, with this list this morning, when I went through it, the profile and the pedigree of the nominee, I think Buhari is the leading president. So we are going to move forward from here. I think that is a fantastic list.
Okay. All right. Let's see some tweets.
There's a question actually on Twitter. Tunde Tade says, will you teach your children to call the police if you spank them as it's over there? Should there be a limit? Hashtag culture. Now,
Manazi Christian says, safeguarding and protecting child's rights is just like discussing the rights to the future of our country. Thumbs up. Then Oluwa says, advocacy about child's rights should be included in our school curriculum. 99.9% of our children are ignorant of their rights. Do you agree?
Now, answering this question, and my last question to you, I was at an event, International Day of the Girl Child, last week, and a girl told of how her father had abused her sexually. Yes. Now, if I brought her to you, what would you do to solve the situation? And then answering Tadi, asking that, would you, encourage children to call the police when their parents spank them?
Coincidentally, these programs looking to align with the International Girl Child Day, which was on Sunday,
yes,
on the 11th. There are various ways in working with people. That's why we have professionals who do that work, and they do their work well. Okay. We have social workers who would intervene, who are child-centered with this work. Okay. And we have our counsellors who work with children directly. But we don't work on our own, and I'm still trying to stress this, that the sooner that we all start working together in partnership, the easier it will be for us.
Adebayo says, we have so many NGOs, but we don't see their impact. Lots of children are still hawking. One got knocked down yesterday in traffic.
Well, unfortunately, we can't take any more of this, but I'd like to thank you very much for being here. I think we have some knowledge on what you're working on, and I think it's Thursday, you said?
It is on Thursday.
So we'll start trying to be participating and help out with that.
Look forward to that. Thank you very much for having me.
So when we come back, dealing with prostate cancer. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're still celebrating actually the Cancer Awareness Month. So last weekend, the ladies of Yourview were out about with the Cancer Walk. We hung out with an organization. There were lots of walks last weekend. There was the one in the TBS, the ribbon. There were several walks on the island. There was another one in Ikeja. We had one in Magodo here. So we took our cameras out on Saturday. Watch this.
Ereke, erekeju, 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 ereke, erekeju.
We're here, the breast cancer walk. Myself, Uwa, Sanzi, we came to support them. The ladies of Yourview, and we're still on our road to Prostate.
Yeah.
Making sure that by December we are Prostate. Uwa,
And also, for breast cancer, early detection is key. So we're supporting. We've been tested. So it's important that every woman go out there, every man go out there, and we hear children also go out there and get tested. And let's be safe.
And Yourview is supporting people with breast cancer, so they need love and care.
Yeah,
let's
true.
Make sure, let's help and support them. All right. So get checked today. Yay! All right, welcome back. That was exciting. Where were you, Jumoke?
I was exercising at home.
Okay, at least you're part of you're in spirit helping us out. Prostate cancer is the development of cancer in the prostate, a gland in the male reproductive system. Most prostate cancers are slow growing. However, it may initially cause no symptoms, but in later stages, it can lead to difficulty urinating, blood in the urine, or pain in the pelvis. What are the risk factors that can cause prostate cancer? Joining us to shed more light on this is a clinical and radiation oncologist, Dr. Omolola Fatiregun. Oh, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I feel like I got it right.
Yeah.
You can call us on 070-806-6814. You can tweet to us at TVC_ENT and hashtag Yourview. Yes, prostate cancer. We know it's in the prostate area. You have men find difficulty in urinating and all that. But how do you know earlier that you might be coming down with prostate cancer? How do you detect earlier?
The answer to that would be regular screening. You know, because prostate cancer is the commonest male malignancy in our area here in Nigeria. It's yes, and studies have even showed that it's higher. The incidence is higher amongst the African Americans, that's the black race, as compared to Caucasians. So the only way you, that's why it's one of the cancers that we need to regularly screen for. Every male.
How regular?
Okay.
And at what age should a man start screening?
Okay. So now there are guidelines for screening for prostate cancer, like the American Cancer Society back in those days used to say we should screen for prostate cancer from 50 years and above. But now, you know, with the current pattern of incidents and all that, there are reviews to these guidelines. 40 to 45 men above that, then men with a family history of prostate cancer or even any other cancer, you know, they should screen early. And the screening test majorly is the PSA, which is the prostatic specific antigen test, which is just a blood test. You know, blood is taken, you know, you run the markers on it. Then also the digital rectal examination. So it's actually, they're quite easy.
Easy tests to
yes,
carry
and
out.
they're not so invasive. So every man above 40 should.
So once you are clocking your 40th birthday like that, without making an appointment.
Yeah.
But is there, because when you say it's common amongst blacks and, you know, is there like something that we're not doing right, or maybe a particular diet that we are used to, and maybe, you know, is there anything that can be linked to prostate cancer?
Okay, so then we start talking about the risk factors for prostate cancer. And we know that the risk factors are not the causative factors. They just increase a person's
This predisposition.
yes, to developing prostate cancer. So we have the male factor. The fact that you're male, you know, predisposes you to developing prostate cancer. Then the other thing is age. You know, with increasing age, the risk increases. These are studies, you know, these are research-based findings, not, you know, yeah.
It doesn't answer the question though.
No, let me, I'm going to
Caucasians,
get there.
They grow old and they're also men.
I'm going to get there now. Then, you know, our dietary pattern too. Diet plays a major role.
Carbohydrates?
Yes. You know, studies have showed that people who consume more vegetables, you know, have a lower risk of developing prostate cancer.
And we generally consume more
Yes,
carbohydrates.
yes, fruits, vegetables. Then also lycopene, which is tomato-based. It's a very strong antioxidant, you know. And that's what, so our diet too plays a major role in developing.
Is it true that men who are serophilanders, as in they're constantly doing
sexually active,
that can make them actually, because I heard some guys say
that
I'm a good, no, I heard some gentlemen talking, and I feel like me, I'm faithful to my wife, I don't go around, it's people that do go around that catches this disease. Is that true?
Now, I knew that was going to come up,
Okay.
you know, because sex, prostate cancer, sex. So now there's a study. There was this large randomized study that was carried out that shows that frequent ejaculation can actually, so what they did was that people who had more frequent sex, you know, compared to those who had less, there was a decreased incidence in those that had frequent ejaculations, you know, but that doesn't say that men should start going around, you know, and
Oh, so the more you have sex, the
lesser
your risk.
Yeah,
But you
lesser
can't
your
live with
risk.
your wife now.
But now this is like new findings. You understand? Most of the time when, for example, now multivitamins, before we used to think that vitamin E, selenium reduce the risk of prostate cancer. But now there are new findings saying that it's not actually true. It's not true. So what they do is more of nutritional supplementation. Ensure you take a balanced meal.
More vegetables and fruits, more exercise.
Yes.
Yeah, I read about it.
Then also the animal-based fat, meat, then some
Red
dairy
meat.
products, red meat, yes.
I read somewhere that men are naturally predisposed towards having enlarged prostates.
Yeah.
That it's like almost a normal thing for, as people grow old, you would have enlarged prostate.
Okay.
Now, transferring from enlarged prostate, having enlarged prostate to being cancerous, prostate cancer, what can you do? Like, you're already mature, like my dad is in his 60s. What can you do at that stage now? Having an enlarged prostate is a problem to prevent it from getting to become cancerous.
Okay, we have to separate between chronic inflammation, you know, benign prostatic enlargement, you know. So what the thing is, when you screen regularly, that's why we use the PSA. Yes.
Screening is money. The one that we can do that the man can observe, maybe, oh, my peeing is difficult, or this. What are the basic things a man can notice within himself as a mature man that will make him think that, oh, this thing is getting more serious, so let me check.
Okay. Can you load one of my fifth slide? Is it possible?
They're going to try. They're trying to load the
but it's not
pictures.
going.
Okay.
We're having some technical issues, but
Can you explain what's there?
Okay. So it was like it's images to show the trend of the growth of the tumor.
Oh, okay.
That's why I still keep saying the screening.
Is it affordable? Is this how affordable?
It's
is this
affordable.
screening? Very affordable.
It is affordable.
Okay. So I can enroll my dad.
The clinician does the digital rectal examination, tries to feel the prostate to see if it's normal, the size, the consistency. Then you do the PSA.
Okay.
What's the survival rate though? Because Nelson Mandela came down with prostate cancer when he was 83. It was detected early, and once he was treated, he never reoccurred till he died at 95, so 12 years. What's the survival rate of prostate cancer if it is caught early?
It has a very high survival rate. I can't give you figures now, but it should be above 50 to 60%.
Okay.
You know, so once it's localized and you're able to take out the prostate gland and you treat, you know, it's still within
It doesn't spread beyond
the substance. It doesn't.
So men believe that
but most of the presentations, sorry, let me just say this. Most of our presentations in this part of the world they are metastatic.
Meaning?
They are advanced. So if someone comes in, he's having backache, prostate cancer is a bone-seeking cancer. So after it spreads beyond the gland, it goes to the bones. So someone comes to the hospital and just says, oh, he fell and there was a fracture.
It's the same issue with early detection.
Yes, so then even most of them present late. So it reduces the chance of survival. It reduces it.
Can I? Okay.
So that's why we need to pick it early.
I wanted to go back to what Toko was saying. The earliest thing, yes. Once you're 40, we know now, you have to go get checked. Yes. But there are some things that happens in your body that you start to notice that. You know how somebody who's checking for diabetes, once they start seeing P around there, they look out for certain things like, let me go and check, get checked. What is that early thing you can look as a man to know it's time for me to go and get screened?
No, the first thing is you don't have to wait till you start seeing something.
Once you're 40?
That's the issue with cancer, because once you start seeing something, then it's really getting bad. Okay. But when a man develops urinary symptoms, any type, frequency, he's finding it difficult to pee, he can't empty his bladder, not the bowel, the bladder. He still has this feeling that, you know, there's something. Yes. So there's something.
Okay, let me take a quick break. When we come back, we'll learn more on prostate cancer. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Yes, Uwa.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, because my grandfather had this operation for prostate, you know, and he lived afterwards, but I wouldn't know, maybe because he was old and there was no wife around. If you are operated on, is your sex life going to be affected? For instance, if somebody finds out, you know, at 40, of course he still has a long way to go, and he does the operation, how good would he be, you know, having performed in sexually with his partner?
Okay, so most of the time, prostate cancer treatment actually affects the man's sexual life. You know. But now, let me finish now. But now we have robotic surgeries. Oh. Yes, that could help. You know, nerve-sparing surgeries now. Okay. That could actually help with that.
What does that mean? That's expensive.
It's expensive, in English. Yeah, because it's like robotic, you know, so it preserves. It's because the nerves are affected. Oh. So some of these surgeries now can help preserve the nerves and all that. Okay. So it's not so bad. Yes.
Okay.
There's a question.
But it won't be like the same again.
There's a question on early detection will prevent everything. So later says, one question for her. BPH is rampant, almost sure for most men. Will you advise prophylactic interventions once BPH shows up?
There are benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay. So there are treatment modalities for BPH. And so you don't have to go in there. And,
let me take this call from
urologist would
Tayo. Morning, Tayo. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
I observed this prostate cancer. I have a pain below the abdomen on the left-hand side. I have been to the general hospital. I was tested, and I was told I should leave it to grow. I don't know if that is prostate cancer.
How old are you? I could tell you that.
I'm 57.
I think you have to maybe see me later.
Okay, so maybe you would have to get her contacts and see her. You might need to get tested.
Okay, I will call you to get the contact.
Okay, all right.
There's a simple question on Twitter. John Spada says, what is prostate cancer? I know it affects men, but where?
Okay, so prostate cancer is malignancy. That's cancer arising from the prostate gland. Now, the prostate gland is a walnut-shaped organ that is located just below the bladder.
Okay.
You know, I tried to show that it's on my slides, but unfortunately it's not coming up. So it's like a wall, it's small, just beneath the bladder. So you see, cancer can arise from different organs in the body. So now
Can that diagram help? Because we couldn't load yours up. It's probably going to be difficult to figure out where the prostate is there.
Not really.
Okay. You can
continue. But if you look beneath the bladder there.
There's a prostate.
That's the bladder. That's blue?
Underneath the ejaculatory, that's prostate. Right above the penis. Yeah.
Right above the penis, between the bladder and the penis, the penile bulb there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's where the prostate is.
Wow.
So it's malignancy arising from there.
The question I asked, because it shouldn't be misunderstood. The truth is that it was a growth there, right?
Yeah.
It is only when that growth becomes cancerous, that is when it's now cancer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There's an enlarged prostate. So when you take out that enlarged prostate, that is what I mean.
Okay.
Would the person still be able to perform? That was what you said, you can use robotics, whatever, just to be clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not like it has graduated to cancer. It was
Not
detected early and it
Yes.
was operated on, and now...
Don't mix benign prostatic hyperplasia with prostate cancer. They are two different entities.
Okay, tell me.
So it's not everything that you have in the prostate that is cancer, or if it's enlarged or something.
Okay.
One of the slides I tried to show was the transition from a normal cell to a cancerous one.
Okay.
So you have the process of it being normal, it being dysplastic before malignant transformation.
Okay.
You know, so it's a process. So now benign prostatic hyperplasia is enlarged, but it's not cancerous. Okay.
There's another question on Twitter. Tayo Adams is saying, please ask the doctor if this ailment is hereditary. I know that once your family members have it, then you have to do more regular checks. But is it hereditary? Because my father has it, I must have it.
That's why I called it a risk factor. A risk factor increases your probability of developing a particular condition, but it doesn't label you.
Okay.
Yes. So now when it comes to it being hereditary, it's possible. There's some mutations in genes that can be passed down through the family lineage. So you just have to be more vigilant.
Yes.
You know, you might develop it, you might not.
Okay.
You know? So you just have to be more vigilant.
Okay.
In checking yourself.
Okay. Adebayo was saying that research says we have about 70% breast cancer and 40% prostate cancer mortality every day in Nigeria. Please, is this true?
Yeah, because most of our presentations in this part of the world are late. So people come in and they say, and that's why we have to keep emphasizing early, screening. Because they are late. By the time they are coming in, it's already in the bones, it's everywhere.
And during the break, you said checking is just between 5,000 and 7,500. It's not that expensive.
Depending on the lab you go to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And once you detect that it's there, then you can then go to the hospital to see what the next steps are.
But one final question, sorry, ma'am. If you now find out that you have an enlarged whatever, and they take it out, is it also...
They don't take it out.
No, the one that they operated for my father, I don't know what it was. Okay. But they do an operation, they carry out an operation. Is there any possibility of reoccurrence? Like you have to keep on checking with your doctor?
Yeah.
Is there any possibility?
That's why if you get it early and you are able to take it out, it's just like this thing is cancer, you take it out. So the chance of recurrence is very low.
Slim. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's it. Then also I wanted to add concerning the sexual, you know, the ejaculation and one thing, another risk factor for developing prostate cancer is chronic inflammation. There's some infections that could actually have been, you know, science has shown that can lead to prostate cancer. So if men say that they want frequent ejaculation, you have to be careful. Because by the time
stick to one woman.
Yes. Because by the time you go here, go there,
you pick up an infection.
Yes. And it increases your risk. Not even prostate cancer. You could pick gonorrhea, you know, syphilis and all that.
Those can now lead.
Not everything can lead to. Like gonorrhea has its own complications, the stricture and all that. Then Trichomonas vaginalis has a high risk for developing prostate cancer, prostatitis, you know. So they still have to be careful. So yes.
Is government helping at all? Because 7.5 for some people is not affordable on a regular basis. So what's the government doing in helping?
There's regular screening. There's some programs that the Lagos State government organizes. at the PHC level. But
because they're free
primary health care centers.
Especially now, especially this breast cancer awareness month, there are lots of screenings out there. So
yes,
people
NGOs,
should pay,
avail themselves
of those
attention. Opportunities.
This month there's lots of screenings in churches and mosques.
Yes.
And they're pretty much free.
And they're free. So you should, at least before we have a national program on that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Well done. We have learned a lot.
But so once you have 40, get checked. Yeah. And if you are free, you check every year or every 6 months or every 2 years.
Now the normal level of the PSA should be 0 to 4.
Okay.
So when it comes to screening, international guidelines have said that if you have anything less than 2.5, you can make it every 2 years. Okay. But if it's higher than 2.5,
then every year.
Then every year.
All right, on that note, we end the show. Thank you so much. Don't forget to watch us later at 9 o'clock. And you can also catch us on YouTube by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for Yourview. Okay, have a blessed day and see you tomorrow. Don't forget, go and get checked though. Best care for breast cancer or any kind of cancer is early detection. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.